Where does Quest fit into this? What are you all seeing across the interagency as these various departments and agencies start to go on the zero trust journey?
Yeah, sure. Good morning, Luke, everyone. So as both a maker and consumer of zero trust technologies, we have both a responsibility to ourselves as an organization, as well as to our federal agencies to deploy a lot of the things that we discuss. So sort of practice what we preach. So we have gone on that journey from on-prem AD to Azure AD, now Entra ID. We've improved the way we monitor and audit and start to do more what we call behavioral analytics around what's happening on our network, specifically as it relates to Active Directory or AD. And then we started thinking about, well, you know what? We need role-based access. So there was, we'll all admit to it, there was a time when if you were a user on a network, chances are you had access to everything. And now we've begun and had a long process of locking down everything from file servers to SharePoint to access to databases, and our SaaS applications. So we use Salesforce, and well, should you be able to access everything in Salesforce? So everything comes back to role-based access. And these are all solutions that we have been providing to the federal government. And I think part of us was, how do we now make sure that we're actually using these technologies so we can actually be our best use case to our customers? And we've grown that over time. The adoption of multi-factor authentication was a pain at first, from SMS, now the authenticator apps, now encrypting and doing things at the endpoints that weren't done before, to the point where you can't plug in USB devices into your corporate laptop. Things like that we think are innocuous, but they're so important because you think of all the breaches, how malware gets into a system. It's usually an endpoint device. So whether it's a mobile phone, tablet, or your laptop, if you don't protect those devices using zero trust capabilities and technologies, you're typically going to run into problems over time. And lastly, as a vendor, I think for us, the responsibility is on having a secure supply chain. We think about the software solutions, we think of the services, but where does all that code come from? And right now, I think you believe if you're part of the federal government or you're part of the vendor selling to the federal government, you have to understand what is your software bill of materials. If you can't produce an SBOM, you can't attest, if you can't convincingly show exactly where every piece of that code comes from, that's a problem, because you can be secure all day long, but if you've got a piece of malware buried deep in a stack, that's going to be a problem for you. So we've been living this journey for a while, and I think now we're able to help a lot of our federal clients understand what it takes to get to a zero trust architecture.